Hey, good morning, guys. It is Wednesday, May 27th. I've got, I think, nine, maybe 10. I think 10 things to get packed up. I think one thing just sold this morning. Um, we've got a really great sale, really fast, big money, real quick. Excited to tell you guys about that one too. Before that, I will say that episode 7 of our podcast, Flip It Curiously, is available wherever you get your podcasts. So if you've got some time, some downtime, you just want to listen to something, go ahead and give that a listen. I'll put a link below for that. And let's see what we sold. Alright guys, so we've got quite the hodgepodge of items that have sold. Some pretty cool stuff here. I'll start with the Stratego. Yeah, this was the 1975 version. I was surprised at how long this one took to sell. Usually this one sells pretty quickly for me, and for more, but this one ended up selling for $14.99. Not quite as much as I had initially thought, but I did take that offer. Still pretty good if you find this game for $1 or $2. It's definitely worth picking up in my opinion. This was a random one here. This was the 3D printing filament. I've had that for a long time. I think I paid $2 for that, and that did sell for $11.16. Did sell this Samuel Bronston's El Cid. So I bought this as well as I can't remember the other movie now, but this basically was this is an old film book I guess they gave out when you went to the movies. So El Cid, I've never seen it. Sophia Loren, looks interesting. So this was $1. That sold for $12. The lawyer books are still doing well. I've got a handful of these left to go. And again, I paid $50 for all of them. We're way beyond really solid profit on all of those at this point. This is the Charles Darwin. This is the Origin of Species. This one sold for $40. And I've got 2 more chess books. This is a lot I put together from the Everyman Chess. This lot sold for $12. And over here, we'll go to another board game, Cookie Cop. Pretty cool game. This is not complete, but it is in good condition, just not complete. This was $1 and sold for $18. Let's see here, Frisbee golf discs. So I've got a handful of these left. I sold a big lot already. This one here is a Nova KC Pro mid-range that sold for $10. And then this skateboard, which I've had for a little while. I think I got this from the thrift store a while back. I believe it was $2. And this one sold for $35, so not bad at all. And I mean, it's relatively beat up. As you can see, it's been ridden pretty hard. So I still thought it was really cool, just being turtles, and the back here is really cool too. So I was happy to see that one move. And then last but not least, really quick sale. We picked this up over the weekend. I paid $30 for it. It does have the this charging brick here and a power supply. Initially I had the wrong power supply, but once I got the correct one, everything's been working perfectly. They're all staying charged. So they're all charging, working as expected. And I listed this, I think, just about a day ago. It took about a day or so to sell, and it sold for $350. So we turned 30 to 350 pretty quickly. I honestly almost overlooked it. It was just a bag of wires is what I saw initially, but I'm glad I looked into it a little bit closer. Alright, so I think that's all that I've got today. You might hear some lawnmowers out there. They are cutting the area, which is nice. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, got a busy day. I'm gonna go help take apart a desk upstairs, and then I've got some meetings, so I'm gonna do some work while I'm here after I get the stuff packed up. So Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. Until next time. Hey guys. So I'm interrupting this what's sold video for my biggest buy ever. And it is maybe more than I bargained for. We'll see. So I'm sitting down for this one. So I'll start with a shout out to Lonnie from Shed Flips. He's the reason I was able to get this buy. So maybe 3 or 4 weeks back, there was a listing on Facebook Marketplace for 1,000 laser discs for $1,000, so a buck a disc. So I was kind of interested in that. So I shot a note to Lonnie and John, just kind of like, hey, what do you guys think of this buy? Is this something that you would do? And John was a hard pass, like real quick. Lonnie was like, well, you know what? I'm actually talking about doing a very similar buy. So he's going to do this buy with one of his guys. And so eventually he just said, you know, I really don't need the product right now. If you're actually interested, I can give you that guy's information. So big thanks to Lonnie for getting this ball rolling. Big thanks to Jim for being willing to make this deal with me as well, because he doesn't know me. We've never really met. I haven't bought anything from him before. So obviously I think he was doing this deal for Lonnie because Lonnie's bought from him. I think they're relatively close. So big thanks to Jim. So he brought me, I haven't counted them all, but I think we were at like 1,100 laser discs. For $1,100 is what I paid for all of them. And he brought them, he actually dropped them off as he was heading up north. So he stopped here on his way with his trailer, which is, I mean, that's a really, really nice thing to do, because he certainly didn't have to do that. So I think we've got 19 totes, I think. So yeah, we've got all of these totes here. Got, let's see, 4 here. Got these totes here. And I've got 2 more totes over here. So they are all full of laser discs. I've not had, obviously I have not looked through all of these. I've looked at a handful. The shrieking. So the buy that he got these from was a much bigger buy. And it was a former professor of something. Maybe, I don't know if he was a professor of film or some sort of arts professor. So apparently he kept really good condition of a lot of his things, and he just had a huge collection. So Jim bought a bunch of stuff from him, and I think this has been about a year or so, and has sold quite a bit of records and other things like that. And he just never got to the laser discs. So I'm obviously taking a bit of a shot, more so with the amount of time and effort that it's going to take to get through all of these. So my thought process here is, I don't have to rush through them, but what I'm going to do, so I started a little bit yesterday. I'm going to go through and I'm going to look up all of them, to be honest with you. And I'm going to set aside any that will sell for 15 or more by themselves based on the comps, if there's, you know, enough comps out there for those. So I'll set those aside. Once I get a good, right now I've got about 16 so far already to sell individually. Once I get, let's see here, once I get a banker box full of ones to sell individually, I'll go ahead and I'll picture those, get those listed, and then I'll continue, the cycle. So this is the first box that I've started for some to sell individually. So that Raiders of the Lost Ark, some really cool, like, weird stuff, right? Like the Cliffhanger cereal, RoboCop, what a classic that was. Crumb. So just a lot of really cool, just very different things. Dr. No, this is one of the better ones I've picked up so far. I think this was like maybe a $30 one or so. So I'm hoping to find some, gems, searching through all this. But yeah, we will see. So I'm curious as to, you know, if you guys have any other ideas of how you would go about going through these. Would you worry about looking them all up, or would you just start lotting them up as they are? I'm just kind of curious about that. And also, if there's anyone out there that are, you know, if you're huge Laserdisc fans and if there's anything you want me to look for specifically that you'd be interested in, leave a comment below. I'll take a look. But I think that's it for this video. Sold something. What was that? Let's see. All right, so we just sold. This has never happened. A sale as I'm doing the video. So just sold the Bjork MTV Unplugged live DVD for 20 bucks. All right, sweet. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, stay curious.